Here's a 0Z GFS Model Run at 1 p.m. this afternoon. Trough digging in across the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes. And that's taking a storm system just to our east away from us. And that'll be producing a little bit of activity early on in the form of rain and maybe a little bit of that white stuff again. But that should be clearing out by at least the afternoon hours. Any thunderstorm activity, I should say, will be along the eastern seaboard down into the Gulf Coast. Highs today will be in the 40s to low 50s, and it'll be a bit cooler here on Saturday, at least in our eastern counties, where maybe some areas may not even get out of the upper 30s, while 40s and 50s will be commonplace for most of the rest of the state, with mostly sunny skies in our western counties to partly sunny skies in our northeastern and eastern counties. Going into Sunday, there'll be a little more sunshine and temperatures will be a few degrees warmer. Middle to upper 40s northeast to the lower 60s south and west. Maybe middle to upper 60s in some areas in our western counties, but that doesn't last long as it cools off a little bit here on Monday. Back into the 40s and 50s across the state. Very little, if any, precipitation. If we get any Sunday night, it'll be very light, if barely a trace, if that. But we should see a little bit more moisture here on Tuesday and into Wednesday. Tuesday will be with this warm front coming in. Winds turn out of the south. That should warm readings into the 50s and 60s and maybe even a few 70s possible. But as I said, doesn't last long. Wednesday, here comes the cold front. Showers and a possible thunderstorm is likely on Wednesday. Doesn't look like there will be severe weather. We'll keep watching to see if that could change, but it doesn't look very likely. Cold air does look likely to come toward the end of the week, Thursday into Friday of next week, as temperatures look to drop back into the 40s for highs, maybe the lower 50s, maybe even in the 30s again in some areas. You can see the flow is still coming mainly out of Canada as we look at next Friday, as that trough swings off into the Great Lakes in the north and east. But it's just going to keep us fairly cool at the end of the week of this coming next week. But warmer air is going to be slowly coming back, so we could see warmer air by the following weekend, but that is still more than a week away, and we still have plenty of time to watch that in the coming days. And speaking of the coming days after that, here's the extended period on the 12th. One system moving through pretty much the Great Lakes, another hanging back over the west and pretty much California, flow coming out of the west and southwest, and that means more active weather as we head toward tax time around the middle of April, with some threats of showers and maybe thunderstorms. And at any time when we're talking April and Iowa, you have to think about the possibility that some storm system could bring maybe severe weather. Don't expect that is not a forecast at this point. It's just a suggestion at this time. End of the forecast, the 16th of April. One system over the Great Lakes. One system over the desert Southwest. One system will be departing, one system will be approaching. Temperatures look to be close to seasonal levels. There'll be some cooler periods, there'll be some warmer periods. Kind of averages out here and there to fairly close to seasonal levels. Satellite image from last evening showed showers and thunderstorms and some severe weather across the south back to the Gulf Coast. Little swirl over the over the Midwest, producing a little bit of rain and a bit of that white stuff as well. Oh dear. Watch morning map from last evening. Flood watches across the south and a remnant tornado watch. Some winter weather issues across West Texas and New Mexico, and a flood watch in northern Maine, and nothing else across the country. But the QPF chart, as you see here, 5 days of rain possible around here, maybe a quarter to a third of an inch. Better chances of heavier precipitation along the Gulf Coast, the eastern seaboard, and also across the northern Rockies and the Cascades.